Welcome to Frame Drops. Today we're gonna talk about one of the most brutal, most hardcore games yet. Okay, maybe my definition of hardcore may be a little different than yours, and I've been playing a lot of Sekiro recently, but still, Yoshi's Crafted World is out, and we'll tell you what to expect. So let's do this. Yoshi's Crafted World for the Nintendo Switch is a modern 2D platformer that isn't nearly as challenging as a Donkey Kong or even a Mario game, but it's definitely more sophisticated than, let's say, a Kirby game, and even if it doesn't seem like that in the beginning, Yoshi can get a bit more challenging in the later levels. But the footage you see here was taken from early gameplay up until to the first gem in order to avoid any possible spoilers. Speaking about gems, let's talk about the story real quick. The story has the typical amount of complexity that you can expect from a Nintendo developed game. So basically, the Yoshis are guarding some gems, the gems get stolen, so go and get them gems. And the Oscar for the best original screenplay goes to everyone else. But Nintendo has done that for a long time now, and you should know better than to expect anything else. But to be fair, that's not a negative point, because these games really work so well exactly the way they are. Alright, so you need to recover those gems, and you do so by jumping and running and throwing and licking and laying eggs. Now it suddenly doesn't sound like a game that's made for kids. The elemental gameplay mechanics make the game quite forgiving. You rarely run out of eggs. By pressing the jump button twice, you'll have plenty of time until you fall to your death, and chances are that you won't die but rather coincidentally discover an alternative path, and even then, you won't get thrown back very far. Health distribution is very generous, and you can equip Yoshi with various costumes for extra health. You won't need them, but you'll do it because it looks fucking cute. The game is divided into various sections, which are then divided by levels. The basic principle of a level is usually to get from the beginning to the end, while killing and using different enemy types, figuring out simple puzzles and collecting stuff. But the game offers much more variety than that. From playing a level on a moving train to controlling an oversized version of Yoshi that has to punch his way out, there's always something new to discover. And the, let's say, normal levels also introduce new enemy types and mechanics along the way. For example, sometimes Yoshi has to eat bomb-type enemies, which explode on impact after spitting them out again in order to move rocks out of the way. Or sometimes you might have to use magnets to open doors and traverse through the world. At least for me, that's definitely enough to make me want to keep going and always exploring one more level. But if that isn't enough for you, you can always replay a level in order to recover the lost Poochies. And when you do that, you start from the end and go to the beginning. That also means that you get to see the other side of the level. And although it doesn't feel like an entirely new level, it's nice to see that they didn't just reuse the exact same level again, but rather thought of something new. And I really appreciate that. The coins that you collect while playing can be spent to unlock new costumes for the Yoshi of your choice, and you can also collect smiley flowers. Yes, I know. You get these flowers by either finding them or by completing various milestones or challenges, such as collecting a specific number of coins or finishing the level with a specific score. The smiley flowers are used to unlock the path to the next area, and I usually collected more than enough flowers without even trying. But if I hadn't collected the necessary amount, I really wouldn't have minded going back and exploring some levels again, because there's enough there to add new challenges and make replaying the game interesting. And I think that's very important for a single player game nowadays. So all in all, I can really recommend Yoshi's Crafted World if you like these types of games and if you're a fan of the art style. My only complaint with the game is that it could perform better, as some sections and backgrounds appear especially blurry. Digital Foundry noted that this is because the game has a variable resolution, which sometimes drops to staggering pixel counts. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, I've linked their video in the description below. But apart from that, it's a surprisingly good game. Yes, the game can be quite easy, but if you are like me, you will find that you can have a rather relaxing experience. And we all need that from time to time. But what do you think? Have you had the chance to play Yoshi's Crafted World yet? And if so, do you agree with our review or do you have a different opinion? Tell us in the comments below, please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Until then, see you next time.